Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. It is Thursday. It is noon Central Time. That means it is time for Dispatching Live, where we do load board search advice. We talk about what it's like being a dispatcher, working for carriers, working with brokers, negotiating rates, searching load boards, etc. There's a lot to talk about, so please do feel free. Join us in the live chat. Say hello. Please go ahead and jump in there, not all at once. Don't forget, if you've got, somebody that is pulling their hair out right now, whether it's can't get the gate pass, can't verify load, it's not picked up, it's not paid for, you can't get it picked up, facing a dry run fee, can't get paid on an invoice, etc. Then what you want to do is share this link. After you do that, right, please leave a like. Thank you so much. What you do, though, is you click share, click copy, grab the YouTube link, text it, email it, share it on social media, send it to a friend. And don't forget, you can go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up. Maybe you just found this channel. Maybe you randomly just found this show, this channel. In auto transport, we know there's a lot of, it's very fragmented still. It's 2021. This show was made in July 2021. It's still very fragmented, but I think we're doing a good job of bringing it closer together, and so that's what we're here for. So do me a favor, join us, and help me wish a warm welcome to Sue. Can you see me and hear me okay?
I can. How about you?
Well, you got it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got craziness going on over there.
Oh my God, the internet is just killing me. I swear.
Help me.
It goes from working just fine till you send me over the Zoom link and then it stops working. You know, that's just the way my day works most of the time here.
Wow.
Can you see my screen now?
I can see your screen. Yeah, that's great. Awesome.
Okay, good.
All
right,
hey,
we're one up then.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, we're gonna tape this thing together, which is, it's funny because that's what dispatching's all about, just getting through the day. And so this show represents dispatching. That's the thing about Thursday, and I tell people, because I have a lot of kind of executive meetings now because I'm trying to get folks on the Tuesday night show, and I'm like, if you're ready for crazy, watch Thursday. Because that's the crazy show. That's where we're in the trenches. Yep. This is what your employees are going through. If you want to be able to relate to, the front line, watch the Thursday crazy show.
Yes.
And
trust me, some days I'd be rather working at McDonald's. Okay.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And I was making jokes about fast food, and then I was like, well, some of those weren't, maybe didn't come out right, but yeah, that's it. Fries are up. Might be better than dispatching.
So much easier than, hey, I don't have a gate pass. Hey, the car's not there.
Why are
I'm not going to make Copart hours.
Why are there, and that's why I have the Muggo problems, which we'll get to in an hour, but why are there so many problems? What is the deal?
Well, we've talked about this for a while, that I've noticed that a lot of the brokers are not doing their jobs. We're paying detective most of the time to make sure cars are where they're supposed to be if they really run and drive. Like, I had an incident. We took a load from we're going to call them the M place broker. Oh. And I asked them quite specifically. It was an INOP. It's an old van again. I'll show you a picture of it. This is what it looks like. Okay. So that's not an issue, but if you can see, this looks like it's been sitting in this guy's yard for a while. So that always tends to make me worry that the wheels are even going to turn, right? Then you look, I said to them when I took the load, I said, it is not in somebody's backyard or a field, is it? We can access it. Yes, you can access it. Well, if you look at these pictures, this is in somebody's backyard, right?
Totally. Wow.
Up against a fence.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I look up the guy's address, which is this, which is a very nice place, as you can see, but they want us to go through those gates. I said, we can't go through those gates.
What?
He said, I'll bring it out to you. Yeah. So he said he would bring it out to us, which that leads me to believe, okay, well, at least it's rollable, right? But now look, I said, can our driver get in there and turn around? Now, look, he says, well, there's a cul-de-sac. All right, this cul-de-sac, maybe I got to go back out a little bit because this is funny. I said, we are in excess of 70 feet long. Do you think a 70-foot long trailer is going to turn around in there? No, not a chance in hell. So I said, I'm sorry, they have to send a smaller driver there. That's not going to happen. So,
okay, I got some questions. I have several. No, one, okay. Does it run and drive?
No, it was an INOP, so we had to winch it, and I told them that all along, that we had to have plenty of room to get in and out of there. Otherwise, we can't do it.
What
said,
does he?
Yeah, we talked to the customer.
What does he mean? We're going to come out and meet you, like.
Well, he was going to bring it outside of the gate.
Well, if it doesn't run and drive, how's that going to happen?
Well, he's carrying it out with his truck. He was going to pull it out with his truck. Okay. I said, okay, well, we could meet you on the road, but can we turn around? He's like, oh yeah, there's a cul-de-sac. I said, well, that cul-de-sac isn't big enough for 70 feet to turn around. As you guys can see, that's not big enough to do that. So I told him that they needed a smaller truck and trailer to come in there to take that.
Here's another question. When the driver got there, was it still sitting behind the fence, or had the resident already moved it?
Oh, I didn't send him there. Oh, no.
You didn't send him.
I did all this pre-work before we even were going to send a driver.
You had to. Oh, yes. I love this.
Yes.
There we go. It's time.
Yes, play detective.
We had to play detective. Okay, so.
Yes, we did.
There is a van for the driver to pick up.
Yep.
And it's behind a fence.
Right.
Okay. And this so-called
the first thing they told me it was not.
It's not behind the fence.
No, not the owner. The M company told us that it was totally accessible. We wouldn't have a problem getting in and out. Blah 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 blah. You know how they do. Anyways, they were lying as usual. So that's why we do what we do, which is verify, look at the pictures of where we're going to, picking up from, that kind of thing. And when I saw this, I knew we weren't going to be able to do it. But I also know that if you get a load from the M company, it's never usually a good load. So you always verify everything to make sure before you do it.
So the owner knew that the so-called behind the fence van was not accessible, but the M company chose to change that story. Is that your story?
Pretty much, yes. Because when I called them to get the load, I told them that we were in excess of 70 foot long. We are not a tow truck. Yes, we have a winch, but we can't just go into somebody's yard and grab a car. Oh, no, it's perfectly accessible. So then when we got the load this morning, I called the guy, and this is what we found out. So typical. That's the broker not doing their job. That's one of the things. I mean, lately we've been getting loads with no information for pickup, no information for delivery. We've got to call them back and say, hey, we can't just, we're not psychic. We can't just show up in Oklahoma City to pick up a car and it's just there, you know what I mean? So that, and they don't give us the buyer numbers, the lot numbers half the time anymore. It's just been a pain.
What I'd love to know is, I would love to get somebody to just make a random phone call to the resident and say, where's the van now? I just want to know, because I've got a stack of poker chips that this van is still, that it hasn't moved an inch. That van is not going to move until there's a driver out front, and then it's going to be a scramble. There's going to be a hair appointment, and there's kids playing, and there's a barbecue and a piñata, and everybody's busy, and it'll be a street fair. And there's no way to move the van because, well, you shouldn't have shown up during the street fair. We told the broker there was a street fair.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, this is a normal thing. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind taking INOPs, but I usually prefer to take them from dealerships or an auction because you know what you're dealing with there. But when they're saying that they're at a residence, always instantly puts me on red alert.
Right, exactly. Red alert, residence, red card. And that's what's so funny is the resident has almost the highest expectations. Well, it should be perfect. And by the way, at what point is auto transport 1-800 junk removal.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm looking at this residence and I'm still trying to figure out why they're even why are they moving the van? Why are they hiring a transport company to move the van? Just roll it outside and throw it in the dumpster. Am I right?
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
But that's
I mean,
how we are.
They're paying very well for it, just so you know. But
oh, they were. Of course. Well, that's good.
oh yeah, they're paying well. I mean, they're
Not
paying
to
worth
mention,
doing it, but that's
well. God, can you imagine what can you imagine what the M company charged then? Right?
well true. How much are they getting out of that?
Are they getting
besides what we were
$500 to
getting?
just make stuff up? Maybe.
Probably.
Okay. I want to say hello to the live
500
chat.
or more.
Right, exactly, right? 500. What are you talking about? How are we going to spray the champagne if it's only $500, Jay? Oh yeah. You know, I'm surprised. Was it actually listed where it actually picked up? I wonder. You know I love memes. Let's go back to the live chat and say hello. Hey, Fritz is in here. What's going on? Fritz, thanks for saying hello. Exotic Hotshot. Hey, this looks like a good channel. Thank you so much. You happen to be right. Thank you. Farouk Matkamarov. What's going on? Thanks for saying hello. I appreciate that. John Cochran, LAI Auto Transport out of DC. What's up, John? Sue is in the live chat. Hey, Solo Dispatching is here. What is going on, Solo? Chris Chamberlain,
Chris,
great show Tuesday.
You haven't been here in forever.
Chris? Well, I think Chris is usually busy.
No, Fritz.
Oh, Fritz.
No, I said Fritz is on here. I hadn't seen him in forever.
Fritz and Chris. What's going on?
Hey, Carlos.
Carlos is here. Do you have your truck, Carlos? Does he? Well, I guess you could tell me that. How's Carlos doing?
No, I think Carlos is still trying to get fixed. Correct, Carlos?
Man, that blows. That's why we say
blew his motor, right? I'm pretty sure.
Throw on a hood and jump right in. This is Auto Transport.
Oh, and hey, Chris. Yes, I saw your name too. Sorry.
JLR Hauler is here. What's going on, JLR? Thanks so much for saying hello and tuning in, Khaled. Thank you, Khaled. That is
Solo Dispatching.
I really appreciate that. It means a lot. You can imagine,
I'm with
here,
you.
all these antics and whatnot.
Car hauling dispatching is so hard. It is.
Playing a detective, yes, it is. It's craziness. John, anybody got a 3-car hauler for sale? Fritz says, I got a 3-car hauler for sale.
Looks like Fritz does.
Check that out. Nice. Hey, Carlos got his truck.
I got somebody who's interested in it too.
Right.
Yeah, so, Carlos blew his motor, I believe.
But what is he moving? Is he booked? What's he doing?
No, he's not.
No. And that blows.
Carlos, you at home? I can't remember if is Carlos at home?
He should be.
Yeah, he's at home. He had a buddy come help him out and deliver the cars for him.
And then that just says,
okay, so he got delivered and he got his truck is in the garage at the dealer. Something like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Also, do me a favor. I took the screen, but you can take it back. So yeah, Fritz says he's always here. He's just silent.
Oh, gotcha.
That's actually a good call.
Gotcha.
Featherlite Aluminum, cool. Yeah, you guys can connect.
Really?
If you want to share email addresses here,
too, so
or whatever works. Or
if it don't go, Fritz, I've got somebody that wants it too. So
nice. Yeah, actually, that's the thing. Just like vehicles, equipment is in high demand, limited supply.
Yeah.
Always feel free. You can send me an email. Do me a favor, Sue. Take control of the screen. Yeah, go ahead and take control. And I think we're so if you are just joining, what's your route scout? Do you have a route you want us to look at? Please let us know. You can put it in the live chat. Tell us the capacity of your trailer from where to where that you're looking for, or if you have a story you want to share, or a question, or have you seen the dispatcher training series? We got all day. We're going to be here all week. Try the veal. Back to you, Sue. Hey, Sue, how are you doing?
It's crazy. I mean, this week has been pretty crazy because we're because of the holiday, we couldn't get everybody loaded for Tuesday morning. And, it's so hard to scramble to try to find loads for drivers when nobody will answer the phone they stopped answering the phone Friday afternoon, I noticed, all the way till Tuesday morning. And some of them didn't answer the phone on Tuesday until in the afternoon. So they took a really long vacation. And so if you're a dispatcher, and even if you're a transporter, you know how hard it is to scramble to try to get loads to get yourself going a day after a holiday. It is a nightmare. And we tried to get everybody loaded as much as we could for Tuesday, and it worked for most of them, but there was still 2 or 3 hanging on that we had to get taken care of right away. So it's like pulling your hair out and then making sure everything's good and moving them. And I've noticed this week, a lot of people are like still not answering the phones and giving us misinformation. It's like they're trying to send them out, but then they're not verifying what the loads really are, where they're going to. And then, like, if we're delivering to residences, that's been an act of Congress to get them to answer the dang phone. So, yeah, it's been a rough week this week. I can honestly say that I am probably gray haired all the way across right now. So it's been rough. So let's talk about how many loads are on the board.
Yeah.
So there is 47,849. I believe last week we were at 49,000. So it's been going down about 2,500, 3,000 a week is what it's been averaging, looks like right now. We're still not to anywhere where what I would consider a crisis situation that there are no loads. When it gets down to 17, we'll talk.
Yo.
Almost 50,000, we're doing pretty good. I will say
July,
it is getting a little bit tougher in certain areas.
Yeah.
Dallas, Texas, which had been very fruitful as far as, taking packs and getting paid well, has deteriorated down to their little crappy loads again. You can get good loads here and there. Like we took some good loads. We took one from, no 3-packs or anything like that, by the way, but we took a Dallas to Nashville for $550, which is really good money. We got another one for $450, and we took one into Memphis that was paying $4, which is actually really good money too. But they're not out of Dallas like they were. Like we were getting really good money. Same thing with Atlanta. I'm having a harder time getting my drivers out of Atlanta right now. We were taking loads back to back up to Cleveland and to Columbus and Cincinnati, and those loads are not paying what they were if they're existent. So we've been running a lot of stuff to Little Rock and to Louisiana. There's a lot of loads still going to Louisiana. And I don't know if everybody knows, but there is a hurricane in Florida.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd go there right now. We were going to go there. I had a good load going down there from Tennessee. Believe it or not, I was shocked myself. And then I'm like, oh, we probably shouldn't go down there, even to Orlando. I know it's up more southern, but they still get the winds. They still get the rains. They still get all of that stuff. So there's no point in doing that if it's going to delay your driver or something blows into your truck or your cars or something like that. So just avoid it. Go someplace else unless you live there.
What's interesting about the hurricane stuff too is that remember what was the Louisiana hurricane? Was that Hurricane Harvey or what was after Harvey? Like you can never really gauge how it's gonna be, and then within days you're like, whoa.
Yeah, what just happened?
Yeah,
I mean, they'll say it's a minor, and then the problem with Louisiana is they get so much flooding. So even if it's a minor hurricane, it doesn't really matter because they just get flooded completely out, and you can't go down streets, you can't deliver cars, and the rains are just so heavy. So we kind of stay out of those areas too when we, have these kind of situations. It's just not worth it. So unless you're already screwed and you've already got loads going that way, don't do it. Stay out of it. Give it a week. Go back then. Then it's usually kind of cleared up. Same thing when it happens in Houston. Don't go down there right away. And I like Houston. I don't want to say it like this, but Houston's good when they get a hurricane because there's a shit ton of cars out of there afterwards.
Well, that's where timing is everything, and that's where
this
is the spot market. So unless you got a customer, get the timing right. Yeah, get in there right after it starts to get sunny.
Yeah, because usually like after a hurricane, and it doesn't happen as much in New Orleans as it does in Houston, what I've noticed. But I think it's because when Houston gets hit, it gets hit hard. And I notice usually after they've had that, you're looking about 2 weeks after you're going to see a whole bunch of cars coming out of Copart and IA because they've been flooded and people are buying them left and right.
Right.
Normally, Houston, we don't like because the rates are really crappy and there's a lack of cars there. I do have 2 drivers that live in Houston, so usually we get them out and we stay out for 2 to 3 weeks at a time so that we don't have to deal with that. But it is always hard to get out, unless like what we're talking about is a hurricane happen. Even during this time, Houston, I would still tell you to stay away from.
Can
Like
you
I
imagine?
said, usually,
Can you imagine what the M company says after a hurricane? Oh yeah, no, it blew right by us. You show up and it's a lake.
it's perfect. Yeah, nothing happened. Runs and drives. It's not loaded full of moving stuff. Not at all. Yep. So, but there's certain areas that I always recommend going into that you can usually always get loads. I run a lot of the Midwest, as everybody knows. That's my thing. I don't run the East Coast or the West Coast. I used to have guys on the East Coast, and we did run them out of there, but we ran them to the Midwest until they were ready to go home. And that worked for them. They made good money doing that. I have a lot of people that come to me and ask me to dispatch for them, and they want to only run like Florida, which I do not do. I don't think it's worth it. I think if you're going to run just Florida, you probably need to do that yourself and get yourself set up with all the dealerships and stuff like that, and don't use central dispatch. You set up your own.
I think we might have. She hit a pocket. Set up your own customers, I believe, was the end of that sentence. Interesting conversation about this Featherlite trailer going on, and yeah, lots of. It's really interesting how I like to watch equipment conversations about what is it. In fact, I wonder if can we get a picture? I'd love to see who's got the trailer. Fritz? I wonder if I'll tell you what, Fritz, if you want to send me some photos, a photo of the trailer, and you can email it to me, autotransportintel@gmail.com, and then I'll share my screen and we can take a look at it. If you want. Or routes or, stories or something that wants maybe your load. Gordo, how's the market in Las Vegas for dispatchers? By the way, Solo, I've got your, I wrote it down here, your first, Solo. We're going to check Georgia to Virginia, Maryland. But Gordo, what do we got here? How's the market in Las Vegas for dispatchers? That is an interesting question. I'm going to say this. Yeah, we lost you again, Sue, but that's all right. Use the same invite, Sue. Use the same invite as before. Here, and I'll resend it again. And then, so yeah, let's talk about, that's an interesting question. Now, a dispatcher can work from anywhere. I don't know if there's any specific market where a dispatcher works. Some dispatchers aren't even located in the United States. That's fine too. You just have to adjust to the time difference. And also, if you are outside the U.S., here's the thing I've seen about dispatching. Here's might be the toughest hurdle, is that internet connection, wherever you are, sometimes the audio is really weird. I don't know why that is. I actually had a conversation with someone in India, and they worked at a tech company, and I could barely hear them just based on their connection. Talked to Hendrik in Germany last week. Now, that was on a Zoom meeting. That was fine. But what I'm getting at is if you're a dispatcher and you're dispatching for car haulers in the U.S. and you're on the phone and it sounds like you're talking through a tunnel, actually it sounds like you're yelling through a tunnel, that's going to be a problem. So you're going to need an audio connection, because the driver is already, the windows are open, the dispatch sheets are blowing out the windows, people are yelling, cars won't start, dogs are barking, there's a street fair, there's an INOP. So you can't, the driver just can't handle any kind of audio problems with the dispatch. This is not going to work. But, let's see, here she is. She's coming back. So, but you can work from anywhere if you're a dispatcher. You can work from anywhere, and that's one of the benefits. What's interesting, too, is that I already knew that working from home was way better than going to an office.
I'm back.
put that up. I'm gonna file that. Hey, what's up, Sue? File that under. I already knew that. But yeah. So it's an interesting question. I like the question because I guarantee you there's somebody out there somewhere that has the same question as you, but isn't sure how to ask it. And still a lot of information about the trailer. All right, so Sue, you're back. And
Okay, I am
we're back. We're going again. Auto Transport Intel, dispatching live. Take 2.
Take 2 or 3. I'm not sure which one we're on.
We might be on 3.
I hate my internet. Anyways, so do we have anybody that has
And
a
you
load?
can, take control.
Okay.
And that's what's it. So Khaled, continue on that thought. No, this is Khaled. Okay, whereas that was Gordo. I'm located in Dallas. I don't mind driving a 4 or 5 car hauler. So Khaled, currently, are you a driver? Do you have a CDL? Because here's a big one. That's another thing. As a dispatcher, when you talk to a prospective driver / owner / company, when they say non-CDL, and I know there's folks that don't have CDLs. We know that. But when you say it, it's for a dispatcher.
Yeah.
I'm just,
yeah.
Right? We're just keeping it real. Keeping it
We
real
are
on Dispatching Live.
I will say though, if this is a Featherlite, that helps immensely as far as weights. So let's discuss this because I think they need to hear about what happens with a 3-car with a non-CDL. So, for example, I just had my driver get stuck in Oklahoma City and shut down because he doesn't have a CDL. This just literally happened an hour ago. He had to hire someone down the street $100 to drive his truck off of the place just to go get out of there. It happens a lot. This is the second time it's happened to me, in a month? My other guy was up in Minnesota for 3 days trying to get somebody to get him out of there, remember?
Oh, God.
So I always recommend getting a CDL. You'll have less problems. We can do it. I do it. My 3-car CDLs, I'll be honest, they don't follow the 26,000 mile rule. That's on them. But then look, he just got busted. So I told him once again, he's been doing this for a year and a half. And I said, go get your CDL, please. It's just not worth the hassle and the tickets and the getting stuck and missing appointments and stuff like that. If you can get in to get your CDL, just do it. Get it done, get it taken care of. You can do it. We do it all the time, but we don't watch the weights. So just keep in mind, if we're watching weights when we're as a dispatcher, or even for yourself, you have to make sure that the truck and the trailer and all 3 vehicles that are on your trailer are all under 26,001 pounds. That also means that your truck and trailer have to be rated lower than that so that you don't get over and then get stopped. So that was what happened to this guy. He borrowed a trailer, his other trailer. It was rated at 18,000 pounds. So that put him over the 26,001 pound, even though his cars were not over that. So he got stuck at the border of Oklahoma to going in. Now, on average, the average weight of a car, and you also have to figure out that we're going to be dealing with a lot more of electric cars, which are going to be heavier because of the weight of the batteries. The weights of these cars are usually averaging anywhere between 3,500 to 4,500, and that's a car or a small SUV. If you put a truck on there, you're in the 5,000 to 6,500 range. So that means honestly, you're only taking 2 vehicles at that point in time. If you take cars that are lighter weight, a lot of times those cars are going to be less money, which is silly, but that's the way this works. So if you normally are wanting, like on a 3-car, I'm always trying to get $2 a mile for 3 vehicles. If I have to take smaller cars to keep you underweight at less money, there's no way I'm going to make that $2 a mile quota that I like to do. And then if you're under that, like if you're only getting $1.50 a mile total for all 3 cars, it's very hard to make a living doing that way. You really got to be in that $2 plus range for you to make the money you need to make to keep yourself on the road, to pay your bills, to pay if you break down, that kind of thing. So just keep in mind, having a CDL makes your life a lot easier, and it makes your dispatcher's life a lot easier as well. I honestly usually do not take non-CDL drivers.
And there you have it. I mean, that's about as straightforward as it gets. And the thing is that that's the non-CDL's in the same bucket as, oh, you just want to stay in one state.
Yeah.
For a dispatcher. Again,
I mean, and if you want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
But
hey,
it's just not my thing.
And that's develop a lane, talk to customers, join us on Cars on the Move on Fridays, talk to Ty, sign up with ATI. Yeah. For every door, there's another tunnel. What do they say? I don't know. They don't say that. Hey, we got the pictures of Fritz's trailer. I'm going to share them.
Cool.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. So let's see. Let's get rid of the Lucha Libre. And let's queue up the trailer. Oh, yeah. He sent a bunch of pictures. This is great. Thank you so much, Fritz. All right. So they're in no particular order because I just downloaded all of them.
Okay.
Is this the winch?
That's the winch, I believe.
Cool.
That's what it looks like to me.
Cool.
Which is even better. I love it when people have winches.
Man,
but I love it even more if they have a winch and they use them.
Thank you, winch. Oh, I totally. Right when I have a winch, but no, I've never used it. Really? You know,
nope, I hear that every single time. I prefer not to use it. That's what they say.
One time, me and John were talking. I'm like, "Really? You have a winch?" He's like, "Yeah, but I don't know if it works." I'm like, "What? Why? Don't tell me then. Don't tell me."
You're talking about Paladin?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Paladin?
Paladin. This is back in the day.
Well, last time he does have. Well, he has a winch, but I don't think it works, and he hasn't fixed it for me either in the last year or so.
There you go. Yeah, don't tell me.
That just tells you they don't want to use it.
Right, exactly.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I may not take. This is my thing with winches. Don't look at it as for us to pick up cars, okay? Look at it as if you get a car on your trailer and all of a sudden it stops running, and you took it off, and now you have no way to put it back on. Think of it in terms of like that.
That is such a good call. That's why INOPs in general, if it's not a fork on, fork off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like to do them either.
Fork you. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's not nice, but let's go to recovery. Okay? This is when I started to get the repo hammer going, which I've retired.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But right, if it's at recovery and we have to winch it on, they're like, just winch it on. Really? Just make my house payment for me. How about that? You make my house payment and we'll winch it on.
Exactly.
I know. That was over the top, and I apologize.
Oh, this is what I need to do.
There
was a car we went to pick up yesterday that we could not take. I need to send you the picture, and the guy, the broker, started screaming and yelling at us because we canceled it.
Jay gets a flag on the play. That was way too much. So what happened? What are you telling us? What?
We went to pick up a car at, I believe it was IAA. I'm going to send it to you here right now. And it was supposed to be a run and drive. And as we all know, IAA is probably one of the worst ones that lies about everything that comes out of their mouth. Told us it was a run and drive.
This show is just this is a bad show. Okay, keep going.
I'll send this to you. Anyways, told us it was a run and drive. And when we get there, I'm sending it to you right now, Jay, so you can put it on there.
Oh boy.
We get there and 2 tires are flat. That's the first thing. And the axle is broken. So I can't take this vehicle for whether they had a fork or not. That wasn't my problem. The problem was that it was my first pickup. It would have blocked everything in because it's a truck. It has to go on the back end on this particular trailer. We can do it on other trailers, but this particular trailer had to go on the back end, and I still had 2 more to pick up. So we called the broker, which is out of Dallas, by the way, and which was he was foreign. So when he started screaming at us, we couldn't understand half of what he said anyways. But he said, "You take my car now."
No.
I had my dispatcher say no.
Okay. Oh, God.
Unfortunately, that doesn't work like that. And we just try to explain to him why we could not take his car, and he's like, it runs and drives. I'm like, no, it doesn't run and drive. Look at your pictures.
Yeah, I get that. I'm
run
gonna
and
get this.
drive.
Wow, I'm gonna get this going. This is. So wait, who are you talking to at this point? The broker or the?
You're talking to the broker.
Talking to the broker. Okay. Now this is before. Is this before the dispatch or after the dispatch?
No, we got the car dispatched to it. We verified it with IA that it was a run and drive.
Okay.
Driver shows up, and this is what we get.
They tricked you into a
That's
dispatch.
why, like, Copart, you can at least, yes.
What did you know?
IA
Oh
just
no.
lies.
No. Oh
Yeah,
no.
it was lies. Copart is different. At least Copart, you can go and look at the pictures online. IA, you cannot do that. I wish they would do that. It would make our lives a lot easier. We would not take certain cars had we known things like this were going on. But this guy literally was screaming at us, telling us he was going to give us a negative.
What did you know before it was dispatched?
All I knew it was I think it's an F-150, and that it ran and drove, and it was picking up at IA.
So you were told that it ran and drove.
Yes, from the broker,
and then you
from
got this
IA
picture.
once we verified it.
Or
from
rather,
my driver.
you didn't
Yes.
get the picture. You got to your driver got to the location.
Yeah, he sent me pictures of it.
And
as
so
you can see, the axle is broken.
This is the truck. What was it? What kind of was it called? A truck before you got there? A truck?
Yeah, it's an
ran and drove.
F-150. F-150. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
ran and drove.
And this is does the key turn? Does the engine start?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it turned over and everything, but that doesn't help us drive it anymore.
And so because it turns over, thus it's a run and drive. Is that right?
Yes, and do you see this wheel right here? Okay, you guys can see that this wheel is turned in, and the other side of the picture shows it going straight. So you know immediately that the axle is broken. There's no way in hell that thing is running and driving. So straight up, IA lied about it.
Now, one more question before judgment. Who lied?
Yes.
Did the broker lie or did
Both.
the shipper lie?
Yep.
Both?
So IA lied. Well, your shipper is your broker. Same thing. We were delivering to him. Okay. So he was my broker and the person we were delivering to.
I order in favor of the carrier.
Lied.
This court is adjourned.
You don't have her number?
I know.
903 513 5579. Anyways, so then we call IAA because we always verify everything, and they told us it ran and drove. I don't know how you figure that runs and drives looking at that. You can look right at that and know it doesn't run and drive.
So now I'm detective and executioner, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great. So then what happens? So this guy's screaming at you. You got to pick it up?
Yeah, he told us straight up, he goes, you pick up my car. And I said, no, we don't pick up your car. And he's like, we have a forklift there. I said, it doesn't matter. I said, you told us it was a run and drive, and it doesn't run and drive. IA told us it ran and drove, and it doesn't. And we have a spot only for the back end of the trailer. And because of that, we can't put that on and then put on our other vehicles because it has to run and drive. He could not understand that. I don't even think it was that. I think he just chose not to understand it, by the way. And then he kept telling me he was going to give us a negative.
Well, this is what, this is perfect, because that's why I say, do you know what I'm about to say? That's why I always say, grab a mask and jump right in. This is auto transport. And anything goes.
True.
Because, this guy, actually, when he was yelling at you, he was just following what he had learned auto transport to be, which is that it's part 1-800-junk removal. It's part whatever you want it to be. We charge whatever, we say whatever, we do whatever. Welcome to auto transport.
I've sent her 2 texts.
Yes.
Everybody here is like, yeah, Jay, we already
and this
know
is what we
all
deal
of
with.
this. That's why you got to
we deal with
send
this
this
every
to
single day.
Send this to the window office executive that thinks the chat is running perfect. Go ahead, do it. I dare you. And I know, because You can't say these things. You can't say these
No.
things to the people you work with and work for. I can, though.
No.
And I'm making a show.
Yeah.
We're doing it live. Send them the link. Say, as nice as you can. You know what? This is what I wish I could say. Watch this crazy guy talk. Okay, let's go back to Fritz. Let's go back to Fritz's trailer. That was that was a crazy story though, and that's so typical.
And that's typical.
When did that happen?
Yeah, it's a daily
Yesterday?
thing. Happened yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to be wrong
Totally.
some of the time.
Yeah.
Somebody's texting me, you're wrong
and
most of the time. Charge him, Exotic says charge him 50% more to pick it up or charge him the price of another car. At least give him the option. I like that. You know, because I love that the kill him with kind. People say kill him with kindness, which is hilarious. I love that.
There was no choice of offering that when you're screaming at me
Exactly.
and telling me that I'm going to take your car, and if you don't,
Right.
I'm going to give you a negative.
Right.
No, I'm not dealing with somebody like that.
Right.
I'm just saying, nope, not taking it. Sorry, moving on. We'll go find another car.
I don't. Yeah,
Which
I
we
actually
did. We found another vehicle. It was a Camaro. Paid more anyways.
Right.
So
We found another vehicle. Well, that's and again, to cut this off at the knees, if you had known it was an INOP, what could you do different next time? Is this why some people won't pick up at IAA?
yeah, that is because they lie. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing you can do other than what I do sometimes if I don't
Get a
trust the
picture?
person. Because, when you're talking to people, you can kind of get a feeling if they're just don't give a crap. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people at IA just don't give a crap. So I will call. We have girls that we deal with over in Memphis. I would have probably called them, but this was my outside dispatcher, Tierra, and she just called. They told her it ran and drove. And, I'm training people, so they don't always hear what they say in their voice. You know what I mean? I've been doing this so long, I can tell if they just aren't even looking at the pictures. Because a lot of IA people will tell you straight up, I'm not looking at the pictures. I will not look for you. The owner told you what it is. Deal with it. So if that happens, I call IA Memphis. Those girls over there are great. They'll usually answer all your questions, and they'll go look at the pictures for you. So now everybody's going to call IA Memphis.
Well, right. Well, and so I think I guess the update would be if you're picking up at a salvage auto auction, because I'm religious about this. If it's a Copart, I'm gonna see the pictures. In fact, if I can't see the pictures, and it's nothing against Copart, it could be any salvage, TRA, IAA, Copart, any other AA where it's a salvage. If I can't get the pictures, I'm gonna assume it's sitting in a hole somewhere, and that's why because you can't get the camera down in the hole. That's
there's
what
a problem.
I'm gonna assume that. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I apologize.
And I don't understand why
Continuously.
IAA won't do the same thing. Did you know that IAA has pictures of the cars on their website, but once they pay for them, they're gone. You cannot look at them.
Why would that be? They got it.
Why?
Can that be changed?
Well, I don't know. Can we get a hold of the president of IAA and tell them that they're stupid?
I don't know. Can I
Probably not
put that on the list of stuff that I can't get done? I'll put that right after talking to Richard Branson about updating his rockets. Yeah, there we go. Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, and then here's the other clue: if you can find it on the IAA Copart, then you know it's not paid for. So.
Well,
and that's not good either.
and this is where, so then let's say you can't get it online, you contact the buyer and you're like, hey, can I get pictures?
Yes.
How does that process work?
Yeah. Well, I do have it happen every once in a while, like if it's something big and they want you to see it. And those are the honest brokers that will do that. But I'm going to be honest, most of the people that buy cars from IA and Copart are not usually the most genuine people because they're buying these cars to fix them up, to sell them to somebody else. And they usually don't tell them what had happened to it anyways. So, you got to look at it that way.
Constantine.
And it also depends. I mean, honestly, what's he saying?
Constantine is right there with us. It
Charge
charges
him in
them
a whole
in a
rate,
whole
yeah.
rate. I can access pictures of cars I bought last year. Okay, now, right, because you bought them. right?
You're the owner.
Because
Yes.
you're the owner.
Yes,
That's
why.
the problem. Only
Yes.
you
Yes.
can access the pictures of the cars you
do that.
bought. And as a third party
And
service
I try
provider,
to go.
yeah,
You
that's
can't
the
do
problem.
it, right? And I try to go around it. I have an owner that buys cars from IN Copart all the time. I asked him for his buyer number to see if that would work, but I can only access his cars. I cannot look at other people's cars, so it didn't do me any good.
Hey, oh, here, let's do this. Let's get back to Fritz's trailer. We're on the Fritz's trailer segment. And by the way, Fritz, if you want to join us, I know Fritz is out and about and busy, but if he's available, he can join us. Let's look at some more of these pictures. We were here. We were only on picture number 2 before I started doing some kind of detective bit. Okay, so we are under the trailer.
Okay.
Picture 3. Nice. What is the trailer? What is this trailer? Oh, this is a Featherlite Aluminum, right? Okay. I think Hotshot Haulers, Jason Kendall. I think Jason Kendall has this one. Maybe. Nice. Fritz's trailer. Oh, Carlos has a 2017. Check. Let me know how the audio's going. I think we might have lost Sue again. She'll be back.
Nope, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're working? Gotcha. Oh, hey, there's the winch.
No, yeah, I just...
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's a nice trailer.
I know, it looks pretty good.
The 48-foot has me a little... It would be tight. I mean, my 50-footers are tight.
Yeah.
Like if you're taking...
Oh.
Like I've got 50-footers that can take 2 trucks and a small car SUV
Showing
in the middle.
lights.
That's good. A nice trailer, though.
Yeah, no, it's in good condition. Everything seems to be in working order. I mean, it looks like it's just ready to go, right? This is cool.
Yeah, does to me too.
And what did we learn? What kind of
axles do you have?
You got equipment? Send me pictures. Autotransportintel@gmail.com. We will talk about your equipment. We'll take a look at it. Get the live chat, commenting. Pretty cool. They're all around the same money. Stepson is diesel tech. Very cool. Yes, we now. Oh my God, it's already 12:50. We need to do some searching. Why don't you take control? Let's search for Solo, Georgia to Virginia, Maryland.
Okay, from where?
Georgia to Virginia, Maryland. So while
I'm assuming Atlanta, Georgia?
Yeah, we don't know exactly. So we're just gonna, let's say a driver said, "Oh my God, find me something, Georgia to Virginia, Maryland." She's setting up her search filter settings.
It's not gonna be pretty. I'll just give you a heads up.
It's not gonna be pretty. Uh-oh.
No.
Ugly route scout alert. Hold on to your. What does the dispatcher hold on to? Hold on to your dispatching detective hats, because here we go.
Cool. Thanks, Fritz. All right, let's see what we got. So here's a Copart going to Rosedale, Maryland. Here's a 3-pack going over to Virginia Beach. I don't think that's where they want to go, but it is big. Now my 3-car 50-foot would be able to fit that.
Nice.
I don't know. A lot of drivers won't take stuff like that.
I like Greensboro Auto Auction. They're cool there.
They are very nice.
If I remember.
What are we talking about, Greensboro Auto Auction? Oh, you mean the broker? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are nice.
They're cool. They
and
put
Sherry will sometimes come up on money for you.
Yeah, right on, man. That is a good
I don't think you get any more. Yeah, and I don't think you'll get any more money out of her.
Nah, just take it.
Because the loads out of Georgia are pretty low, and if you're getting 65 cents a mile to go to Virginia Beach, you better grab it and go.
Company check. Just ask for the gate passes, get the hours, and you're good.
And then we have a Hummer H1. What I think is odd, why would we have 2 Hummers on here? That doesn't, you don't usually see 2 Hummers. Needless to say, this company right here, the load's probably not any good. And if they answer the phone, you're going to be lucky. I'm still working on my list of bad brokers, by the way, and they are one of them. So, see, this is what you're going to see a lot of right here. Atlanta, Gaithersburg, only 33 cents a mile. Oh, this is even nicer. 11 cents a mile for reals. Wow.
No.
That's insane.
No.
That needs a red card or
No.
yeah, that's horrible. That's totally horrible. So being that we don't know where he's at in Georgia, it's hard to find a full load here. Because some of this stuff is like Warner Robins is nowhere near Atlanta, Savannah is nowhere near Atlanta. Not that you would take $70 for something that's probably going to the port.
How? I'm still trying to figure out how do you make that load work for $70 COD?
No.
If it was a spark plug, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see. What else we got? So we got a Dallas, Georgia to Risen, Maryland, 350, 50 cents a mile. That's for them again. Really? Really? Here's another. This deserves a red card too. This is enclosed for 55 cents a mile. And I want to see, I bet you, who are these people? Hold that thought. Oh, guess what? They're a carrier, and I have a negative I gave them for not paying me a broker fee. How interesting is that? That's hilarious. Okay, so
wow.
There you got a transporter less than car, as enclosed at 55 cents a mile. So they're probably charging the customer more money than that. Looks like Brady has, this isn't bad. If you've got a little burner, you're going to probably need a winch, or it's a repo yard. It's going in Elkridge. Most people don't like Elkridge though, because that auction over there is like total chaos. Do you see this? 2021 plain old trailer, 12 foot.
Plain old trailer. What?
Yeah, I love these people.
Plain old trailer. Is that kind of like the mug
plain
old
old
problems?
Yes.
Plain old trailer. God, that's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
That is funny. Thank you.
Justin, you sent me an email. I did not get it, or I responded to somebody this morning. Let's see. All right. What else we got? Powder Springs.
I'm trying to figure out what props to use for
company
plain
here-
old trailer.
Yeah. This company right here,
I got one.
let me ask Justin.
We just
I didn't-
moved the plain old
Just out of
trailer.
curiosity. Hey, Justin, you said you sent me an email. I got 2 emails, one from a Michael Jaworski and a Patrick Alexander. I'm assuming that's not you. That means I didn't get it. So if you want to resend it to me, I will answer you. All right, we got Sandy Springs going to Baltimore. So I'm assuming most of these, yeah, see this says TWIC card, so they're planning on going to the port. So that, unless you do
Are
the
you
port
okay
runs,
with
which I
that?
don't recommend.
Are you okay with...
No, I don't do port runs.
Yeah, how much money would you need? That's what I thought. How much money would you need to move that Accord?
There's not. There's not enough money. Honestly.
Oh.
There's not.
Ouch, dude.
You have to look at it this way. Going to the port usually will end up costing you a full day of sitting there, and then you finally get up to the main line, right? And then they're going to say you're missing documentation, so you're going back to the back of the line. Sorry. See you later in another few hours, or we'll see you tomorrow because you can't go any further than that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I
Yeah.
do. I agree with. I don't
I was
Man, I
talking.
almost never book port stuff either. Because if it, yeah,
No,
I don't know. That's why I asked. Like, I don't
it's not
know.
worth your time or money. And then there's always the hassle of sending in the dock receipts to whoever the broker is, and then them saying, "Oh, we're going to pay you Cash App or whatever," and then it's like a week later you're still harassing them trying to get them to pay you. That's just normal way of doing things for anything going to the port.
But what
I hate
about
it. Don't do it.
okay? We know delivering at the port blows. What about picking up at the port? Let's say you can get a 2-car cluster that pays all right. Will you do it?
I have picked up from the port, and it is way easier.
Yeah.
I don't know what anybody else has comments about that, but picking up from the port is super easy. I've got a guy that lives in Wilmington, Delaware. Now, the ports in Delaware are totally different than like the Baltimore ports. I will say that, because like you can just almost walk in there and grab a car and go. Now, I have had one of my guys that lived in Virginia pull out of the port, but I think it was the normal time. I think he picked up 3 vehicles from there, and it took him a couple hours for getting them all verified. I mean, not verified, for doing your your inspection and all that stuff and getting them on there. So now I have some guys that will say, "Oh, it took me 2 hours to pick up 3 vehicles," but I want you to look at it this way: you could have driven around for 3 or 4 hours picking up 3 separate places.
That's right. And
So,
we like to talk about too how large auto auctions. I try to stay away from company names. Large auto auctions. You spend more time walking than you realize. Actually, the
yes,
driver
yes,
realizes it. The dispatcher may
yeah.
or may not have thought about that.
Right. And now keep in mind that as long as they go during the day, they usually have shuttles that will take the drivers to
Do
the
they?
location.
Yeah, but I thought shuttles
Yes.
went the way of the dodo. What's a dodo?
No, they still have shuttles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. As far as I know, they still have shuttles
Huh.
because my driver down in Atlanta went on one just
But
the
what
other
about
day.
the
But if you
COVID?
go
What about
after
you're
a
going to get
certain
the
time,
variant? Have you taken the variant shuttle?
yeah. Jay, that was bad.
Flag on the play.
But I will say, but I will say that if you go after 5 o'clock when they do the shift change, I don't know if everybody realizes this, but most of the people that work after hours at the Mannheims do not really work for Mannheim. They work for a security company, and they do not give a crap. They will not help you. They will not assist you. They just look at you and tell you the gate pass isn't there.
This
So I
has
always
been
recommend always having the gate pass.
this whole show is out of order. By the way, we got Larry in about a minute. Chris says real
Okay.
estate is so vast at the M auctions. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, wow. So we have M
Yeah.
auction and M company. It's 2 different companies with, but just as much fun.
Carlos is right. Probably some of them do have shuttles and people like that, and some don't.
Right.
I would say the bigger ones usually do, like Riverside, California, stuff like that. I know Mannheim, Atlanta did. But the smaller ones, yeah, they're going to make you walk for sure. Which sucks if it's 100 and some degrees outside. So I get it. Or if it's,
Well,
2 below.
right. Oh man. Well, that's another thing. The weather. I don't know how often. It's probably once an hour. Everybody's forgotten about the weather that the transporter goes through. Right? Because we're looking at we're looking at cities, we're looking at rate, we're looking at run and drive, we're looking at all this stuff. But nowhere in there did we think about the darn weather.
Nope. And nobody, no broker or auction thinks about that for the driver. Probably, They probably don't care either, honestly. Let's just be honest about it.
But
yeah.
Whether it's hot wind or, extreme rain or, catastrophe or just freezing, whatever. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. That's why, again, as crazy as this show is, I think it's a public service announcement. It's a 90-minute irritating public service announcement. Speaking of, why don't we go to... I think it's time. You know what time it is?
Let's do Larry. It is Larry time.
It is Larry
should call it
time,
something
so
else.
crank up the fun. Somebody please crank up the fun. We're gonna need
We're
it.
supposed to text.
Here we go.
I've answered several.
When was a bond first required for freight brokers? 1873, 1930, 1972, or 1985? Now, please put your guesses into the live chat. We got 5 questions, and you know that. What you do is you go to dispatchcenter.com/ask Larry. I'll put that into the, let's see, dispatchcenter.com/ask Larry. This is your last chance to submit answers and win before submit questions. Yeah, you're going to submit answers to the questions before we reveal the answers. The questions go out on Tuesday night, so don't miss Tuesday night's live. We reveal the answers on Thursdays at 1. And the time is actually, on Tuesdays, it's at 8:30 p.m. That's the questions. The answers are on Thursdays at 1 p.m. I'll get faster at it. Pick this up. Here we go. The answer is... And Chris guesses 1930. 1985? I think it's... I'm going to go with...
1980.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 85. Oh my gosh! It is 1930.
Oh my god! Holy shit! That's crazy.
Wow, that is crazy. Because you know why? I changed my answer. On Tuesday night, I said 1930, and I almost got laughed off my own show.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That was my original
Wow,
answer.
I would have never thought that, to be honest with you.
Stinking peer pressure. Here we go.
Yeah.
What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2019 Range Rover from Franklin, Tennessee to Los Angeles, California? Is it $730, $905, $1120, or $1480? Be sure to get the podcast.
I'm going to say it's just from past experience. It's going to be either the 1120 or the 905. I would want the 1480 myself, but I'm going with 1120. It's probably 905 though.
Okay, you do 1120, I'll do 905, and somebody's going to win this thing. Any guesses in the live chat? Chris says, I know where Hoffa is, the Meadowlands. Oh, that's where Jimmy... Great. I don't remember Jimmy Hoffa being one of the questions, but I like it. Here we go. Oh my gosh!
Oh my god! Go, Larry. But I never thought that would happen.
That's 2 holy S's in a row. Here we go.
Well, I said crap, but yeah. The first one I said shit.
A yield traffic sign has how many sides? 3, 4, 5, 7. This one's a gimme. If you don't get this right...
3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's gotta be 3. But right. Hey, there are no stupid answers. Only stupid questions. That's terrible. It's not... Jay?
That's my 16-year-old. He's got to go take the test.
That's what I was trying to... I couldn't find the words. Right. If you can't get this right, you're probably studying for your driver's test. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Yes, the answer is... It has... I mean, it literally has to be 3. There we go.
That
All
or
right,
we're not in the United States any longer.
Hey, at least I got one right. Here we go. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2017 Honda Civic from Lake Tomahawk, Wisconsin to Greenbackville, Virginia? No Googling. 525, 805, 1165, 1385. Sure, you can Google. Alexa, open Quotify. By the way, Larry, the llama, the Quotify llama, he knows what it takes to get it moved. These answers are current market rates to get it moved. Which just goes to show you, with that 1,400 from Tennessee to California, that's where the market's at right now. Check, 1, 2. Did I lose Sue again? I think we lost. Oh, yeah, we lost Sue. So who's got... Okay, Chris is in for 1165. I like it. I'm going to actually, because of the California one, I'm going to go with 1385, though I would have originally guessed 1365. Here we go. Oh, right. Because the market's crazy right now. All right, we got one left. Here we go. What year was the first automated car wash invented? Is it 51, 58, 62, or 1973? Automated car wash. I mean, there were dudes running around in 51. It's probably something crazy like 58 or 51. Like, you know, when were they... Have you guys seen The Founder, where Michael Keaton plays Ray Kroc? And they were doing, like, powdered vanilla shakes in, was that the 60s? The 50s?
Hey,
What's he
I'm
talking
back.
about? Honey, what's he talking
Shit.
about? Yeah.
But what was the answer? I lost internet.
The previous one was the high amount
Yeah.
again. Yeah, the big amount.
Oh, was it? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Larry has changed all of his stuff.
Oh, I
We
know.
usually
Well,
go
hey,
in the middle.
well, Larry knows the current market rate, and this is what it takes to get it moved. He's not messing around. I know. But I mean, and it's controversial, but he understands the market. That's what makes Larry, the Quotify Llama, visit Transport Auto Quoter. Okay? If you like what you see, find out more. Visit transportautoquoter.com. I'm going to go with 1958. Chris says 62. Any final guesses on what year was the first automated car wash invented?
I'm going to say 70. You know, maybe 62 or 73. Let's go with 62.
Okay, Ollie's got 51. All right, here we go. Oh, it is 51.
Good. Ollie got it.
Man. And this is where Superflow does a good job putting in answers to try to foil you, right? Because if you'd have put in like 1920, I would have skewed lower. So those are just good.
Yeah.
That's some good tricky.
Those are also close together.
Yeah, it was hard
Yeah,
to pick.
figured it
Hard to pick. Good job, Larry. Yeah, awesome stuff. Do visit Superflow Systems. And yeah, there's the go to dispatchcenter.com/ask Larry. We got a whole fresh batch of questions on Tuesday nights live. It is now time for
No problem.
Mug-O problems. These are real problems. Do you have a Mug-O problems? I think you should.
What you got?
I think we've done this one before, which was happening a lot now, but it's okay. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read... Yes. COD is great,
Right.
but if that's all you want to do, you won't make much money. And I don't make enough money to spend all day hoping I find only COD loads. I don't make money searching for miracles all day that don't exist.
True that. Totally agree. I have
Right?
a lot of drivers that come to me and they want only CODs. And I'm like, I can't do that. And honestly, you have to look at it this way. If you're that tight on money, you probably shouldn't be doing this business.
Hard truth, man. Hard truth on dispatching.
It is
live.
true.
It is, because here's the thing. And yeah, we don't want to be it's better that we address this now, right? Than when you're at a rest area, somewhere outside Birmingham, and now we're having a heated discussion about how everything needs to be cashed from now on. That's not a good place to be. So it's better we do this now.
Read Pistaga's.
What is-
Pistaga's note. You got to read it.
I just want to load a bunch
Read
of
it.
10 cents a mile loads, then go on vacation for a month before delivering them. When the broker gets mad, just say this is the fastest I could go for 10 cents a mile.
Ain't that the truth?
That is true. God, that's funny, dude. Oh man.
Oh, I gotta tell you, here's a funny one. We took a load from Indianapolis down to Orlando, and usually this driver would have been there the next day. Now, keep in mind, it's like 800 and change in miles. Of course, he ran into problems along the way. The customer at delivery, because we didn't deliver it the very next day, wanted a discount.
Oh no, I freaking
You know what I told
hate.
him.
I freaking hate the
I
discount
know.
talk. What'd you say?
I said, well, first off, sir, just so you know, by law, we have 30 days to deliver your car. So I would assume you would be happier that we're going to deliver it the next day instead of 30 days from now. I'm kind of a smart ass when they're assholes like that. But anyways, I also explained to him that by law, we're only allowed to drive so many hours a day. And the driver got hung up because your car was not ready. We had to sit there for over 4.5 hours waiting for your car to be paid for, which is your fault. And we had to go pick up other cars in the meantime because your car wasn't ready. So it delayed us. So my driver didn't even get any drive time in that night because he waited for over 4.5 hours for your car.
And that's, you know what? That would actually be good. I mean, obviously you don't want to show up with a piece of paper. Have a mobile app. Have a mobile app, car hauler discount mobile app.
Yep.
Okay, so sir, your vehicle wasn't paid for, and we sat around for 4 hours, so we're demanding a discount for that. Mm-hmm. And then this happened, so we're demanding a discount for that. So ultimately, on our car hauling reverse discount, you owe double.
You.
Okay, and here's your receipt.
Yeah, what would have said if I had said,
Thanks
well,
very much.
Because you cost us a whole day, sir, you need to pay me twice.
And we're not going to cuss at you, so we're going to charge you for that.
Yeah.
The thing is
sure.
that, and that's
I
where.
also had.
Yeah. What were you saying?
So I had a driver in Louisiana taking a New Orleans car to Atlanta. Okay, so that's like 500 miles. Okay. He called the next morning and said, I paid $50 extra to have this delivered first thing in the morning. Well, first off, you didn't pay me an extra $50. And I wouldn't have agreed to do it because it's a holiday weekend. For one, we're dealing with Atlanta traffic. Two, he delayed my driver for pickup for 2.5 hours. So there's another example of you delaying us.
Perfect.
But he kept calling us like every 10 minutes asking where the driver was. And if we were a legitimate company,
charge extra for
we
that.
must be a fake company that we took his car and we're not delivering it to him and he was going to call the cops on us. I said, please do. Please call the cops.
Yep.
Please call the cops.
We're going to charge you for that.
Yeah. So I talked to the broker.
Yep.
And I told the broker that he paid this guy $50 extra. And he goes, he said, this MFer did not pay us an extra $50. And this MFer is freaking crazy. I said, yeah, we've been dealing with it. Trust me, I know he's crazy.
This is why what concerns me, unless we educate shippers, and I know that is one heck of a crazy thing to say in the world of you can have it your way. And
that's the problem.
Honestly, when I order on Amazon and I see how fast it's going to get there, maybe because I work in logistics, I'm like, that's too fast. That's like ridiculous. Yeah. How are you going to deliver me a single ballpoint pen the next day and it costs me $1? How are you doing that? Don't do that. You are making us all like look really bad. Now, I know that sounds like an Amazon commercial, but even a pizza, listen, if I order a pizza, I just want the pizza to be correct and not cold. But I am not going to complain about how many mushrooms or where the thing in the middle is placed. Stop. We're creating this overly ridiculous, unrealistic expectation delivery economy. It needs to stop. And by the way, I mentioned this before, restaurants don't want you to use those delivery companies. It's cutting into their profits. And they just, if you like a restaurant, call the restaurant. So my point here is if you are, dang it, did I lose my point? No, I got it. Wait, I lost it. Oh, if you're creating the technology to connect the shipper directly to the carrier, I do see brokers serving a function, trying to help the shipper get realistic. So when the brokers don't help shippers get realistic, that's when the dispatcher puts on their detective hat and the carrier shows up and it's got a broken axle. It's crazy. Still have. It's 2021 and it's the Wild West.
Yep. It totally is. I mean, I started doing this when Central Dispatch like first came out. And granted, I was learning this business as we were doing it. So me calling and doing this stuff, I had to do it anyways to learn the business. But it has seemed to me over the last year, probably, and it may have something to do with COVID, I don't know. It's like everybody's gotten so lazy about giving us the proper information or even doing their own verifications before they give us the loads to make sure it's a legit load and stuff like that. Happens every single day. We're constantly fighting to figure out if the car is there, if the car is ready, if it's the right person we need to talk to. And same thing with delivery. It's a regular thing every single day, and it's just so annoying. Are you there, Jay? I'm gonna have internet. Yeah.
To see if my driver. Like to just take over my whole desk.
Janice will laugh at you.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Oh my gosh, no audio on it. All right, there we go.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Auto Transport Intel, dispatching live. Take 2. So, what I said.
Is that me or you?
That was me. All right. So, what I said
Oh.
was, I got to do it again. That's all right. Rehearsal's up. We're rolling. Okay. So, car hauler, reverse. Anyone who saw me but couldn't hear me, let me know if I get this right. All right, here we go.
Told him I didn't want it. Because
Pictures
I got
up.
the 2-pack from Manhattan.
Dang it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, let's reslate. Auto Transport
Okay.
Intel, dispatching live. Take 3. This time with audio.
Okay.
Background action. Action. Okay, so car hauler reverse discount mobile app. Here we go. Okay, so we, yes. Oh yeah, that's right, I had behind the ear. Okay, so yes, we delivered your vehicle. Okay, we're going to charge you extra for that. And we were nice to you that we're going to charge extra for that. And, oh, you called the cops. Yes, we're going to charge you double for that. And then your wife yelled at me, going to charge extra for that. And, oh yeah, the broker had no idea what they were doing, so we're going to charge you for that too. Okay, here's your bill. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thanks for playing. Welcome to Auto Transport Lucha Libre on Dispatching Live. Whew. Did we make it? Did we get that?
Yes, I heard you.
Did we get that one?
Yes.
Okay,
As far as
good.
I know, we did.
Checking the gate. And that's a wrap.
Too
10
funny.
cents a mile load answering machine. We're sorry, we're currently tied up in legal battles. We won't be able to get back to you for 28 days. Oh,
28 days.
man. It looks like I've got a show replacement on my hands. Love it. It's great. We got 10 more minutes, and man, boy, are we having fun. So far, it's been 80 minutes of straight napalm. Do we have another 10 in us? Oh, you know what? Hey, we have to do. Oh no, we did. We answered Las Vegas dispatchers. Did we finish? Did we finish with Georgia? Go ahead and you can take the screen back. Let's go
No,
ahead
we
and
really
finish
didn't.
up
Let's
Georgia
finish
to
that up
Virginia,
really quick.
Maryland, and because what we don't know is, even though we found a good load, Atlanta to Virginia Beach, that could be nowhere near where we actually need to go.
where they want to go. Yeah, because Virginia Beach is like the furthest point south, and most people when they want to go to Virginia is next to Maryland. So, but I would take that and then take another load up if you want, because there's usually loads from Virginia Beach to Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey, that kind of thing. All right, so what is that?
Reef Kitchen's pintle
You see that?
hitch? What's a pintle hitch?
What the hell is that? It sounds like it's a food truck. Isn't that what you would take it as?
Ah, I like that guess. That's really good.
Because it weighs 10,000 pounds too.
Pintle hitch. But it's
So
Reef Kitchen's pintle hitch?
you're hitching. Yeah, I don't know. I would think because they want you to tow it. So it's probably, what is it going to the port? It's
I
going
don't
to
know,
Baltimore.
man.
That's even worse. That's crazy.
Are we seeing more random whatever than we did
Yes.
before? We are, aren't we? Yeah.
I think so. And I get calls for this stuff all the time, weird stuff like this. And I'm like, really, this is not what we're set up to do for Central. I mean, honestly, like Big Mac trucks and that kind of stuff. If you've noticed, they're tiny homes. We've been seeing a lot of that lately, or just RVs. It's just not really. I would put that on a freight board or something like that, to be honest with you.
Well, and let's follow this thought process, because if we're seeing more whatever on this load board, that means it's not getting moved
Yeah.
on the load board they
Yeah.
were using. I don't know.
Or they're just putting it on this load board for some weird reason. But
But Fritz,
okay, so
here's the thing:
there's a
is it that much? Is it $1,000 just to move the hitch? Like, throw it on the bunk? What's attached to the hitch? He wants it towed away.
yeah, it's 10,000. It's 10,000 pounds. So I'm
Well,
assuming
But what do you tow?
they're probably
You
telling you
just
it's a pintle hitch because you probably need a certain thing. You know
Ah,
what I mean? Too.
Okay. Still confused.
There you go.
All right.
It's a certain
Oh.
kind of hitch. This is
I know,
right there.
but what do you tow? But are you just moving the hitch, or is there
It's-
something attached to the hitch?
No, it's attached because if you look, I mean,
What's attached?
it weighs 10,000 pounds. So the hitch isn't gonna. Yeah, I
I know,
think it's
but
a food
what-
truck.
Reef. Okay, so Reef Kitchens.
That's what I think it is.
Let's do Reef
Yeah,
Kitchens.
That's what I think. I think it's a. I'll put
Oh,
in
hey,
Reef
look.
Kitchen.
It's literally. Okay.
A kitchen.
All right. It's a company called Reef's Kitchens.
Oh, gotcha.
You're moving
Okay.
the company branded trailer. But that's
Gotcha.
funny. You know what that means? That means, okay, I'm speculating live, but I think it means, well, I'm looking at the broker's name and trying to, okay, look, they have 0 ratings. That's it. They've never posted before.
There you go. That explains a lot right there.
That
They
explains
really
a lot.
Even,
Okay.
let's see if they're a broker.
And that was a long way around that tree. Which is,
No, I need
it's
to
funny.
cancel it.
We
Are
were
they
talking
calling?
about the van earlier in the yard behind the fence. I've literally said to people,
Okay.
and I now say, you've heard me say, is the car wrapped around a tree? And the reason I go to that extreme is yes. Don sent me a picture once. He was picking up at a salvage auction, and there was a pretty large,
She knows.
medium-sized tree growing
I'm
through the
canceling.
car.
I'm
That's how
canceling it.
long it had been sitting there.
But it wasn't attached to me. It was under.
Oh, she got busy. Need one of them, like,
Yeah, I'm dealing with this
hurricane
situation.
sirens.
You're
Rrrr, you know? That's the best I got.
Can't,
But
he
tiny
doesn't have-
homes don't really fit on freight boards. That's where you need a tiny load board.
There we go. All right. Sorry, I was
Party
canceling
of
the
one.
car.
Okay.
All right. All right. So
5
here's our
minutes.
other loads. We have a Ford.
We have a dog. We have a dog on board.
We have
Love
a we have a dog on board. We have a Ford Escape. That's paying pretty crapola.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't book that.
Yeah, 48 cents a mile. No.
And I don't think you're going to be able to
we-
negotiate on that one. They've been around the block too many times.
Yeah, Perry Moore's might come up $25 for you, but that still doesn't put
20,
you only
but
at 50
that's
cents
that.
a mile.
We are on the same
Yeah.
page. Like exactly $25. It's a car.
Yeah. And that's probably the most if they do it. Then you've got a Corvette that's not only an INOP, but they want it enclosed. And oh, guess what? It's not picking up in Atlanta. It's picking up in Loudon, Tennessee, wherever the heck that is.
We got one. Yeah. Actual pickup, actual delivery, actual whatever. Whatever we say, actually.
It actually is.
Actual whatever.
Then we've got a big E350 in Atlanta going to Fredericksburg. That's not paying enough. I don't know if they have. I know one of the Mannheims in Atlanta does have a forklift, but they usually do not forklift something that big. So I guarantee you probably got to have a winch on that one.
Hey, question, Sue. If on the new load board, the new look, you know, the super new awesome load board look, which I think is what they call it now. And I think the developers call it the new super awesome load board look. If they don't tell you in reference to the city, are we going to see a lot more actual information since there was nowhere else to put it?
That's a good question. Yeah, you're probably, but I think you're also going to have an actual lot of people who are going to cancel the loads because they couldn't see how far it really was from where their driver really was. So I think we're going to see a lot of that until they fix that.
Holy cow. In 1951, the first fully automatic car wash system came to fruition in Seattle, Washington. Operated by three brothers, Archie, Dean, and Eldon. This revolutionizes the way people wash their vehicles.
So here, Freedom has listed something that weighs 27,000 pounds out of Decatur going into Salem, Virginia. So there's another example of this.
What's a J? I'm going to,
And actually,
we're seeing an uptick.
They actually have two of them.
A JLG. Oh my gosh. You got to see this thing.
Yeah.
Not only does it weigh a ton, it's those things where you can change the light bulbs that are 50 feet up. This thing is for working on like street lights.
Oh, yeah. Like a SkyTrack is what it says. Here, let's put it up here. And it weighs 27,000 pounds to boot. So it's not going on just the normal, trailer. Definitely not a car hauling trailer. I guess it's not going to, it's going to try to send these pictures up.
And yeah, while you're doing that, hey, we're going to stay here a few extra minutes.
Well, oh, there it comes. Now it's coming up. Yeah, it's one of them. So that weighs 27,000 pounds. Holy crap.
That is
that's not going to fit.
Oh, man.
And so I don't know if anybody has ever hauled for Rocky Ridge. I love hauling for Rocky Ridge.
Me too.
They usually only let a wedge or a flatbed come in there. The only thing is you got to remember on Rocky Ridge is a couple things. One, they close at 4 o'clock. There is no real wiggle room with that. Two, they don't give you the delivery address until you get there to pick up, and they give you your own BOL that you have to use to get paid. And 3, Franklin Springs is out in BFE. So if you're going to do it, make sure you take more than one of his so it makes it worth your while. And he usually posts 2 at a time.
And I agree. Grab 2 Rocky Ridge and make some money. Hey, Vistaga's got... it sounds like the actual pickup, actual delivery virus has moved on to other load boards. We're going to have to call Dr. Fauci.
Oh,
We're gonna...
Here's another one. Look, here's a cat. So it's 14,000 pounds. Wow. Okay. There's really not a lot going up here as we've looked at. There's a few decent ones. But of course, like here's Montway, Marietta to Virginia, but it actually picks up in Birmingham, Alabama, which is nowhere near Atlanta. It's not far, but it's not near Atlanta, just so everybody knows.
Hey, check this out.
Hey,
special delivery. We got Fritz joining us. Yeah, it's 1:30. We're going to stay on for a few more minutes. Let's get Fritz in here. and let's talk about the trailer. Fritz, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Fritz?
Hey, Fritz.
Hey, Sue. What's going on?
Wow, so cool.
Not much. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm gonna bring up Fritz. I'm gonna bring up the pics of the trailer. Let's see here. I'm gonna take the screen, Sue. If you have a question for
Okay.
Fritz and his trailer, Fritz is with us now, and we're gonna talk about. Fritz? Can you see the screen while you're on the phone?
I can.
Awesome. So why don't we start here? I don't have them in order, but go ahead and describe what we're looking at, please.
Well, that is a Pierce commercial 9K winch, not the Harbor Freight junk. It has a wired remote and a wireless remote. And I installed a battery switch to turn it on and off in the event of a jam. And I had a battery tray installed under there so that it would have its own battery.
The wireless remote,
Cool.
that's probably pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, that wireless remote,
Yeah.
it works literally about 300 feet from the winch. I was actually surprised. I actually tested it, and it just 300 feet, it was still working. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I can't complain.
It's awesome. Yeah. What are we looking at here?
That's the custom battery holder I had installed under there, because the trailer didn't have no winch at all. And as you guys know, you go out there, you're just asking for money to be lost. So I had that installed, installed up the street and fabricated, and that's where the battery sits.
Nice. That looks good. Shoot, they should make that factory, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Tell us more, please.
Okay, so you're looking at an open, like the doors open up that have actually locks on there, and inside there you can fit. It's about 9.5 feet wide and 10 feet long. Everything is in there, including 3 full-size spare tires, new straps, new winch, axle straps. There's a couple of airbags in there from my truck, but everything you need is in there, including a rigged sleeper berth if it's not too hot.
Sleeper bird. Right. That's an amazing amount of storage, isn't it?
I have,
Absolutely.
yeah, and I've had a driver who had one of those, and he did sleep in it.
Absolutely. And what I like about this trailer is that when I had my 4-car Appalachian Micro, which I think Sue and I are on the same page, do not get that thing. I got this in lieu of that. And when I pull this, I get 3 miles per gallon more. So when I got 3 cars on there with my truck, I get about 10.5, 11 miles per gallon. Empty, I get about 13
That's
and a half.
good. Wow. That's good.
So the
That's
wind
really
just
good.
goes right over it. Absolutely. And when you have it on your gooseneck, some of these wedge trailers, you go next to them, you can rock them back and forth. This thing will probably move an inch. It does not move. And if you look at the landing legs, they're not the little spring pop-up ones. Those are actual legs that are off of the semi-trailer. Those aren't the pop-up ones that you see at the Kaufman and the PJs and something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, great point. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Also, in the cargo area, there's LED lights. So when you turn on the trailer lights, there's 2 lights inside there that are white that also turn on too.
Nice.
Yep. Pretty much it.
Keep everything from being stolen too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of a pain
So
in the butt.
are your
Huh?
ramps
My ramps
are your
are in
ramps
there.
like the ones that automatically come out attached, or you gotta take them on and off?
Well, when you get behind the trailer, right in between the brake lights, there's a little hidden door, and you can pull the ramps out. And I
Uh-huh.
believe those are 6.5 feet.
Feet.
Well, that doesn't work. So I went and got some 10-foot ramps that I keep inside there.
Awesome.
Oh, this by the way,
Is
this is
it-
a public service
you-
announcement.
Mhm.
Do not go to Arden, North Carolina. This was I got this off the load board. Do not go to Arden's North Carolina, you will introduce your truck to 3 miles per gallon. The hills there are amazing.
Wow.
12 to 14%. Oh my gosh, I did not know that. So from now on, when I look
Wow.
on Google Maps and the area is green, that means it's mountains. I ain't doing it no more.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned that because I was talking about the weather. Terrain is another one that gets overlooked, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the price. These cars paid like $750 each from Maryland to Virginia, and they pay pretty well. And speaking on paying, I'm more lenient towards ACP auction lately. I left Central Dispatch because of the reasons that you guys are talking about now. Central Dispatch is all about the money, and they have a lot of issues, if you ask me, as far as these loads being too low. And when they hit the compare button, and because the last 15 people took it at a low rate,
Yeah,
they think that the
exactly.
compare button, yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
no
Just
thanks.
because the previous 5 people didn't know what they were doing doesn't mean we're doing that.
Yeah, well, they look at that and say, "Hey, well,
I
it
know.
went to $10." They're like, "Well,
Yep.
you call them up, you know." I mean, they're making
Exactly.
that's crazy. I mean, I'm out here on the
Yeah.
road fooling with DOT, and you're sitting in the comfort of your bed, making
Amen.
probably as much as I
Posting
am.
a load.
I'm taking all of the risk,
Right.
you know. But Central Dispatch
Yeah, I agree.
is number one because of, I guess, popularity. But when they got these brokers, I mean, these drivers posting loads and these mix and this and that, it's just a mess, you know.
Mix.
It's
It
just
is
a mess. It
crazy.
really,
Yeah.
Sue, I commend you because I don't know how you're on there all the time. That's just crazy. I couldn't do it. And then they
I
charge
think I've been doing it for so long.
Well, yeah, I got you. And they charge like 115 for just. I mean, come on now. You got Trucker Stop, you know, all these
I
other
think it's,
boards that are like $40, you know, and you want 115? Shucks. Oh, by the way, keep trucking.
I think they actually charge 130.
130. Well, right there, you see Keep
Yeah, I
Trucking's
think
logo
so.
on there. That's gone. Keep Trucking can take it because they charge me. They
Yeah.
went from $230 a year to $480 for 1 year for one truck. Oh, we
Yeah.
have all
What?
Yeah.
$400 for an ELD for 1 year?
480. And they charge me
Wow.
tax on a service. I'm not sure if that's popular, but I'm like, I'm not buying this DOD from you. This is a
Wow.
subscription. You charge me $3.
I don't even want this thing,
Nah,
right?
so that's an
Yeah.
old picture. I have since
Yeah.
left them.
Yeah,
And luckily
wow.
I blocked my card, Jay, because when I canceled with them, they still try to charge my card.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway. So this whole
Wow.
hey, listen, you guys, Jay, you are amazing at what you do. Sue,
Wow.
you are amazing what you do. Sue,
Wow.
your laughter makes my day. I have to tell you that. Your laughter is amazing. And Jay,
Wow.
you have the same
Thanks,
sense of-
Fritz.
Wow.
the same sense of humor. It's crazy.
Wow.
You guys
Thank
are
you.
awesome.
That is so cool. Well,
Yeah.
it's and you know, we appreciate that, Fritz, because sometimes there are moments where I know Sue and I are like, I don't know, is this working? Right? So thank you. So
You guys, you know what?
Yes,
I hate to
thank
say
you.
this. I pray for stuff not to work on the show because both your reactions is hilarious when you come back. It's crazy. I mean, what makes it for Sue is the background laughter. Like if Jay cracks a joke, you can hear somebody in the office
Yeah.
laughing, and I'm just like, I'm laughing with
oh,
them.
I love her background office.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that is awesome, man.
Absolutely. So if the trailers, I'm selling the trailer. Like I said, it's a nice trailer. It's aerodynamic. It's got torsion axle. It's got brand new 14 fly tires.
Yeah.
Centromatic balancers, aluminum hub caps on each rim. I got oil in there right now. You know, I'm selling it because I need to get more of a flatbed where I can do cars and freight. And right now with this, I'm just back to doing cars. Because I left Central. I'm still gonna do ACV because ACV's format and how they pay you is amazing. It's amazing.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. So
that's quite a testimony for ACV.
oh no, ACV is amazing. As you can
That's
see, the color
awesome.
of the trailer is ACV's color. So I should call them up and say, hey, put your logo on my trailer.
Hey, that's right.
True, it is.
But we should
Right.
get a sticker. Yeah, exactly. No, that is
Absolutely. And
that's
Sue,
a great idea.
Sue, you are correct about these ports, because where I am, the Baltimore port is near me. And when I first started doing
Yeah.
this, I was on the low boards, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you want to pay me $75 to go to IAA or Copart, get in line, and then go to the uh, Port of Baltimore and literally lose his son to
Yeah.
make $300 on 3 cars? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
No way, no way.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. I mean,
No,
and they
I
they're going to pay you nothing. They said, "Oh, I get it done all day for $80." Well, you call that guy, you do it for all day for $80. No thanks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got better things to do with my time. I agree.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then they want to pay you in 30 days, but for $80? Are you
Yeah.
serious right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
where
And they list
did
those all the
Yeah.
time.
where did $80 auto transport jobs come from? How?
Well, I'm not being ridiculous here, but I come from a limousine background, and I've had a lot of Nigerians and Africans, and they're really cheap. And I think that's where it came from. They think they
Yes.
can carry it over to here and give you
Yes.
nothing. They're really cheap. They really are cheap. They don't want
Yes.
to pay you anything.
That's exactly it. I always just try to say nice and say to foreigners,
Why-
but yes,
well,
you're
that's
right.
why
That's
is
exactly
it
where
so
all that came
hard?
from.
Why is it so hard to talk about truth on some topics? It's extremely. I'm live 4 times a week, and I find myself, delicately walking around topics all day long, like I'm in some kind of crazy fun house of landmines.
Well,
It's
you know what?
nuts.
You know what? Stu knows this, and Jay, you know this too. And I didn't know this going into the auto hauling, but when for me, when I'm hauling cars, the further it is as far as the distance, the less they want to pay you. But when you're hauling freight, it's not the same case. So you got to find that sweet
Right.
spot for cars for like 400 to 500 miles. Anything past 700 to 800, you're losing money if you really look at the numbers, because they don't want to pay you the full blown miles. They want to pay you less because you're going
Right.
further. Really?
Yep. Which makes no sense, does it?
It
But
doesn't.
that's the way it's always been.
It doesn't. I mean, the only reason why I'm still afloat is because for some reason Progressive Insurance loves me, and my insurance keeps going down and down and down. So if I told you how much I was
that's awesome.
paying for 6 months, you guys would literally think that I own Progressive.
You're
That's awesome.
you're an inventor. I think they're going to send you stock certificates.
I'm telling you, and I mean, like I said. Oh, well, on a lighter note, Sue and Jay, I know you know this, but now they're trying to make the insurance minimum $2 million for these truckers.
Well,
Really?
yeah, right. It's the
Yep,
so I was
liability.
talking to Brian. I don't know if you catch DOT compliance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so, but I can't keep track anymore of who's where. So Brian says it's not law yet. It's still on the bill. I think that's what he said.
It's still the audacity to even introduce
I-
that, because
Yeah.
you will lose a lot of owner operators, like he said. And like he said, the big companies that are self-insured, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all of them, Miller Lite, whatever, they would get, they would have the benefit of it. But $2 million, well, first of all, the minimum is $750. Now you want to go to $2 million? Shoot.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
concerns me
It's great.
is, and what's interesting too is I was read up on conspiracy decades ago, and everyone's like, oh yeah, whatever. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, but wait, do I feel better? The thing is that what concerns me is our social financial structure is set up for people to work for very large companies, and so if the very large companies are the one that can afford lobbyists, and that's how this darn thing, got pulled out of the sludge in the first place, it concerns me how far it's already gotten. And there's already so many other dumb laws, like AB 5, again, benefits really large companies, that I don't know if everything can be stopped. It's kind of, you got the Star Wars crew and the trash compactor, the walls are coming in, and we've only got one pole to stop one wall, and there's too many walls. I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know if enough people care that they're going to destroy the gig work economy of all these independent owner-operators.
I agree wholeheartedly. These politicians who are pushing this increase are the same thing as brokers. If you had a broker that was in the truck with you, going through the pickup, the driving, the drop time, they will probably give you a fair rate. They have no idea what we go through transporting these cars. Just like these politicians don't have any idea that when you a new, when you're a new authority and you have no no car hauling background, they want to charge you $24,000 a year because you live in Florida. 24,000 a year. You know, that's crazy.
And that's another thing is that you mentioned is that when you add attorneys to the politicians, in fact, many politicians are previous attorneys. In the civil litigation and the lawsuits and the judgments that come out, since everybody wants to win the lottery, well, then you're right. We're going to look at those billion-dollar judgments and think that that's normal. It's not normal. That's not regular. Yeah, so by doubling, as Brian will tell you, by doubling the insurance, you're not doubling the safety.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm not sure the purpose of that, but it's definitely. I'm not sure. It probably. I can't answer that. But from a
I
one
know.
truck,
It's
one
tough.
owner operator, and when you get a notice in the mail saying that your insurance minimum is now $2 million, I mean, I don't know how much that would cost me right now. I mean, I can add a $2 million policy now, and get an idea on what it would cost me. But right now, $1 million is the number, and that's what I'm going to stick with. You know.
And $1 million should be enough. And also with the big companies,
Yeah.
then when they get that big, then when we read about, we all know how much Jeff Bezos makes, and yet we read then, about the little amount of taxes he pays. Now, I'm not saying everyone should be taxed to the nose, but what is going on there? So if you get big enough, you can get out of paying taxes, and around it goes, because as an independent contractor, of course you're paying taxes, whether you like it or not. You can't get around it. So I don't want to go too far off into the weeds, but this system as it is, and we all know about systems and having a problem with them, but currently this highway bill stuff really, really sucks. It can't go through.
Well, like I said, right now, what things are, how they are now, everything is just being expensive right now. Everything is just going through the roof. And the money you make, I mean, like the rates, like the shipping rates are old. They're from 20, 30 years ago. Everything is more money right now, and we're getting the same shipping rates. It doesn't make, you can get on a plane at the same price to go from across country than you can ship a car. Every car should be $1
Right.
a mile minimum, depending on the distance. When I get on Central Dispatch and see 10, 15 cents, I sit here and want to kill myself because they have the audacity to sit here and post that. Are you serious? You're trying to ship a 3,000 to 5,000 pound car someplace in California and you want to pay $800. That's 2,300 miles,
Speaking of delivery, and I'll tell you what, I like cheap airfare too, but I do think about it's a plane. How cheap can you get? Right?
Well, you know what? If we looked, like you said, the planes, look at the amount of, look how much jet fuel costs. So you can imagine the maintenance. And
Right.
We had COVID, all the planes that were
Pilots.
parked in these open fields. Even though the
Yes.
planes were not working, they still have to do a timely maintenance thing and make sure that they're good to go. You just can't ignore a plane because it's been sitting on the field for 10 months. You still have to go and do your maintenance and your checks, even though they're not being used. So that's an expense right there. But like I said, it's just crazy out here. It really is. It's just getting really, really expensive. Oh, and for the cheap seats, for you guys out here trying to get in the hot shot, pickup truck is the way to go. But if you like it and you're long term, do not stick to a pickup truck because they will not last.
Yeah,
Do not
pickup trucks
No,
wear out,
he's
don't
right.
they? Yeah.
Do not stick to it. Let it
Yeah.
be an entry thing.
Either a
If you really-
trainee or a motor, it's going to be one.
Absolutely,
Every time.
because it is not meant for that everyday hauling like that. Go to a semi. You can actually buy a semi twice as cheap than a new pickup truck.
Mhm.
I mean, you can just make sure that you, and by all means, if you can get a pre-emission semi truck, because that emissions will shut you down. Will give you a bill guaranteed. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh man, that's another thing. Gosh, emissions.
Emissions.
We got a question. Q Durego wants a question, and I know Sue's got to go. Question: can you ask how much insurance drops in the second year? Can you give an estimate of something like that?
Well,
Huh.
I can answer that. The insurance basically is based on how much they spend out and your safety score. Now, Progressive has access to my EOD, so they know how many hours. How many distance I'm driving, miles I'm driving. They have access to it. They have access, because Keep Trucking has a thing where if you do a hard braking, you get a report. Oh, this driver had a hard braking. So they look at all that stuff, your driving habits, your top speed, your average speed. They look at all that. And me, I'm my own company, and I drive like a grand person, like a grand, like a grandfather. I don't
Right.
speed at all. I've had my CDL for 26 years, and I don't mess around. But you guys out here, you know what? The FMCSA needs to have a separate rule that will include a pickup truck because nothing on the rule book specifies a pickup truck. It all says semi. So you have to apply yourself. But damn, does that
Right.
apply to me? It does.
Yeah.
And then on the DOT, I'll go through Georgia and get pulled in and talk to them and ask them questions. They, I know more than them, and yet you are inspecting me.
Youch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's got to be frustrating.
It is. It is.
Fritz, man, it was great.
Go on the road, do something. You guys are an hour and a half. Thank you very much for that. Because Jay, you and Brian for 30 minutes. What is that? That's not enough. You need longer.
I like your style, and I know Brian wants to expand the show. Well, and I do too. Yeah, keep saying it.
Absolutely.
It's not that it can't be done.
Can you imagine if Brian gets inspected by DOT and he records it?
Whoa,
that would be
Wow.
hilarious.
That would be amazing.
Absolutely.
That's a great idea.
That's must-watch TV. Absolutely.
Wow, that would
Yeah.
be incredible. It's called Inspect Me
Yeah.
Live. Go
Inspect
ahead.
me live. Yeah, absolutely.
Inspect Me
Like I said,
Live.
Jay, you have the right dispatcher on this show, so you know who you are. Jay, you have the right
Awesome. Thank you.
DOT Wednesday. Brian is amazing. Not only is he educated, the man explains things to you very clearly, and it's just like you just listen to him. And for some reason, Jay, he's a guest on your show, but his audio is better than yours, and he's in the
I
truck.
know. Well, that's because he's on ahead. So it's funny you say that. So this should be Studio 2.0, and when I get to Studio 3.0, look out.
Gotcha.
Maybe 4.0.
Gotcha.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm in the mid. I'm not. It's not going to be tomorrow. I've got many things to upgrade, but
No,
and here's
Jay. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. You're doing
Well,
a good
my
job.
listen.
Everything is fine.
You know what? I appreciate that. Sometimes the audio really sucks, though. Here's one of the things, and you'll notice this now. And most other shows, not all, and here's one of the differences too. If you shoot with your phone, with your camera, the microphones are actually really smart in these things. The cameras and the microphones are really smart. But I don't shoot with a cell phone, I shoot with a camera. The shows that shoot with a camera, they put the microphone right next to their face. And I don't do that either because I don't want that. I got a microphone, that's just background back there. But my microphone's up here. So I'm doing, I'm doing it wrong according to some of the things. But I have a certain way I want my show to look, so.
I got you. I mean, you're good to go.
crazy.
I'm just busting your balls. You're good.
No, I love it, man. It's good stuff. Listen, what's really neat for us. Did he just say that? He's busting my balls?
Yes, he did. That was awesome.
Flag on the play. What's really fun for us is to see the interaction, and what's really fun for me, talking about busting balls, is all the crazy emails Sue sends me during the week. It gets me really excited for the next Thursday because I'm like, oh my god, we have so much, and we now, the crazy stories she sends me are like big companies that it's actually pretty scary. These are the companies that most other businesses think are so great. Whoa. Wow. What's really happening with a lot of these big companies, the crap logistics happening behind the scenes would blow people's minds.
I got you. Well, like I said, for me, you guys are doing a great job. every Thursday for 90 minutes.
Thank
You and Sue are my happy hour, and that is the truth.
Well, we appreciate that. We're happy to
Awesome.
be your happy hour.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday with Brian is my scary hour because he gives you rules that you don't want to hear, but they're the truth.
Yeah, scary hour. Cool. So we got happy hour on Thursdays, scary hour on Wednesdays. That's awesome.
There you go. There
I
you
like
go.
that.
You tell Ty that I'm still starting. I'm not sure if I like him or not, but you tell Ty he's I'm getting used to Ty a little bit. I did hear him mention about a Featherlite trailer that he used to have when he first started. So we have that in common. But as far as me liking Ty, it's still up in the air currently.
And you know what's cool? Cars on the Move is the slow burn. The thing about Cars on the Move on Fridays, dealers, auctions, and carriers, is that the other verticals really appreciate that show because it's kind of the first time they've ever seen where they're not just being thrown rocks at, but included.
Okay. If I can give you guys a bit of advice,
Yeah, for sure.
Sue, you need a camera on you, Sue.
I know, right?
I can't. That's my problem. I barely get internet as it is. That's why you don't have a camera.
Yeah.
What do you have? AOL?
I live in BFE.
Right. She got dial up.
I'm on a satellite, and I am on the border of
64?
Arkansas and Missouri. Do what?
Wow. You in Arkansas, Missouri? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on the border of Missouri and Arkansas, right next to Branson, Missouri. So we do not have normal internet. I only have a satellite. And me and Jay tried it like our first show to have my face on there, which I was on there for about, 5 minutes. And then it all went to hell from there.
Okay.
So
all right. So now,
we had no internet.
Okay,
couldn't keep it doing it. So.
I've always thought that. I was like, man, when she's laughing, I would just love to see her laughter. I mean, you and Jay on split screen, forget about it.
Dude. Yeah, no, and I've actually gotten really
and I just tried to get better internet and it still wouldn't work. So.
And we have times where we try to connect and do, so we're actually really lucky.
It sucks, unfortunately.
We're blessed.
Jay just needs a cardboard cutout of me, and he can set it right next to him.
A cardboard cutout.
I think everybody needs a Sue cardboard.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you a cardboard cutout.
Okay,
there you
so
go.
half my screen is frozen, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Put up the cardboard cutout. I love that.
Half the screen is frozen. Like I'm getting up, hitting the TV. Like, why aren't you moving? Oh yeah, cut out. There you go.
That's funny.
There you go. All right, good stuff, guys. Listen, you guys enjoy yourself. Be safe, and
all right, you too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure. Like I said, forget the trailer. If I keep it or not, I sell or not, that's fine. It made my day to actually talk to you guys. I appreciate you. And like I said, for me, I don't always comment.
I think it'll sell too.
I do listen.
You're there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
Awesome.
And as
I'm going to send this to one of my drivers. I know he's interested in the trailer.
That's right. Give me about 4 to 8 hours, and then I'll have time codes in the description, and we'll have there's a section where you'll see the trailer, and then the section where we're on the phone talking. And if you're interested in Fritz's trailer, let us know. If there's anything we can do to help you, send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Johnny, I see your question. What is the most lucrative lane for a car hauler? And I like the question, but it is so complicated that I want you to sign up with ATI. Yeah. Click on that link. You need to talk to Ty. Ty is our resident coach, and he'll give you a quick talk. He'll ask you a few questions, and then you'll know whether or not you want to spend more time getting coaching or, get into food trucks.
Sue can answer that for free. Tell him, Sue, don't go to Florida. Don't go to Florida.
What the best lane is?
Yeah, just don't go to Florida.
Well,
don't go to Florida.
Yeah, there you go. Don't go to Florida. Don't go to New York. Don't go to California. Stay away from all those places.
Absolutely. You go to New York, you go to New Jersey, you can say goodbye to your insurance because you will get hit.
Yep.
Boy.
Yes.
Right.
Or something stolen. Something.
Bad news all around. But as I like to finish up. Oh, here we are. We're at 2:00. Wow, we did a 2-hour dispatching live. I think that's a first. I like to end it this way. Are you ready? Say goodbye, Sue.
Goodbye, Sue.
Bye, Sue.
Bye, Sue. Bye, guys.
See you, Fritz. Thanks so much, buddy.
All right, Jay. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
All right. Hey, Fritz, send me an email with the price for that so I can send it to my driver, okay?
Absolutely. And Jay, since you got it on the show, if anybody buys it from your site, I will give you a cut because I know people are here to make money, and I'm going to definitely, entertain that. Absolutely. Oh, and I watch all your commercials too. I don't skip your commercials, so
You don't have to do that, but thank you so much, man.
no, I have to. I mean, this is
Oh, man, this
I've been
is
watching you
amazing.
guys. I've been watching you since day one, and
Wow.
I didn't expect this. I'm actually walking around my house in my underwear, and I'm glad this Zoom is just audio. That'd have been ungood.
What's going on? All right, so we're
I love it.
This is great. This is a great man. This is an awesome community we have going on. Thank you so much for being a part of it.
Yes.
Join us tomorrow, Friday, Cars on the Move. We'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you guys so much. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye,
All right, all right.
Sue.
Goodbye, guys. See ya.